tucked away in the remote wilds of northwestern Canada, where the Yukon spills into British Columbia and the mountains roll on forever, lie two of the most awe-inspiring places you've probably never heard of: Kluane National Park and Reserve and Tatshenshini-Alsek Provincial Park. These two giants, joined by the bordering Wrangell-St. Elias and Glacier Bay National Parks in Alaska, form one of the largest protected ecosystems on the planet. Together, they're a UNESCO World Heritage Site of staggering beauty, scientific importance, and cultural depth. But this isn't just a story of towering peaks and ancient glaciers. This is a journey into the heart of North America's last great wilderness. It's a place where First Nations heritage meets global conservation efforts, where grizzlies roam freely and rivers cut through ice valleys carved over millennia. In this video, we're diving deep into the landscapes, history, and hidden gems of Kluane and Tatshenshini-Alsek, from the tallest mountain in Canada to the wildest rafting river in the world. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe for more travel documentaries and stories that take you far off the beaten path. Kluane National Park and Reserve sits in the southwest corner of the Yukon Territory. Kluane National Park is over 22,000 square kilometers and home to Canada's highest peak, Mount Logan, which towers at 5,959 meters. It's the second highest mountain in North America, only behind Mount Denali. Just south of Kluane, across the British Columbia border, you'll find Tatshenshini-Alsek Provincial Park. While slightly smaller at around 9,580 square kilometers, it's no less dramatic. Together, these two parks, plus their American counterparts in Alaska, create a world-class wilderness corridor with no roads cutting through it. This whole region is part of the St. Elias Mountains, a place where tectonic forces still actively shape the land. It's raw, rugged, and truly remote. If you're flying in from Whitehorse, the Yukon's capital, it's about a 2 to 3 hour drive to the edge of Kluane. Tatshenshini is even less accessible. You will likely need a licensed rafting guide or fly-in access to get deep into the backcountry. Drop a comment below if you've ever ventured to a park where the journey itself was half the adventure. Why did UNESCO choose this spot as a World Heritage Site? In short, it's an ecological and geological treasure. Designated in 1979 and expanded in 1992, the region met 4 key criteria: outstanding examples of Earth's history, ongoing ecological processes, superlative natural beauty, and significant habitats for biodiversity. Let's unpack that. First, the glaciers. This area holds one of the largest non-polar ice fields in the world. Over 17,000 square kilometers of it. That's more ice than you'll find anywhere in the Canadian Rockies or Alps. Second, it's home to rare and endangered species. Think grizzly bears, Dall sheep, mountain goats, wolverines, and even the occasional endangered peregrine falcon. The rivers here are full of spawning salmon, which in turn support massive ecosystems that stretch all the way to the Pacific coast. And third, this place is stunning. Imagine vertical cliffs wrapped in clouds, ancient glacial valleys opening like massive amphitheaters, and water so blue it looks unreal. It's a place of extremes but also delicate balance. Long before UNESCO or even Canada itself, this land was, and still is, home to Indigenous peoples, particularly the Champagne and Ayashik First Nations and the Tlingit. For thousands of years, these groups hunted, traded, and traveled along the river corridors of Kluane and Tatshenshini-Alsek. Today, Indigenous governments continue to play a vital role in park management, combining traditional ecological knowledge with modern science. Visitors can explore interpretive centers and cultural trails near Haines Junction, where you'll find beautiful beadwork, hand-carved tools, and oral histories that breathe life into this vast landscape. Planning to visit? Consider booking a First Nations-led tour. Not only does it support local communities, but you'll gain insight that goes way beyond a typical guidebook. Highlights of Kluane National Park. If you're looking for jaw-dropping scenery without a multi-week expedition, Kluane delivers. Here are a few top experiences. Kathleen Lake, just off the Alaska Highway. This glacial lake offers crystal-clear waters and easy access to hikes like King's Throne Trail. Expect panoramic views after a strenuous 5 to 6 kilometer uphill trek. The Alsek Valley Overlook. For those less inclined to climb, This roadside pullout offers a sweeping view of braided rivers and distant glaciers. Flight seeing tours from Haines Junction. You can book a 60 or 90-minute small plane tour that takes you over Mount Logan, the ice fields, and even the border into Alaska. Expect to pay around $350 to $500 Canadian dollars per person for this once-in-a-lifetime experience. Backcountry hiking. Permits are required for longer treks like the Slims River West Trail, a 45-kilometer journey to the toe of the Kaskuwulsh Glacier. Camping in designated areas is mandatory, and it's advised to travel in groups due to bear activity. Pro tip: always check trail reports and wildlife updates with Parks Canada before heading out. Conditions can change fast in the Yukon. Rafting the Tatshenshini-Alsek River. This is not your average river trip. The Tatshenshini-Alsek River system is one of the wildest and most scenic rafting routes on Earth. Trips can run 7 to 14 days, often starting in British Columbia and ending in Alaska's Glacier Bay. What makes it so special? You float through alpine meadows, glacial valleys, and deep canyons, all while massive icebergs cave into the water beside you. Some riverside campsites sit in the shadows of 4,000-meter peaks. It's wild, remote, and surprisingly, beginner-friendly, assuming you go with an experienced guide. Expect to pay around $6,000 to $8,000 Canadian dollars per person for a fully outfitted trip, including permits, food, guides, and gear. It's a splurge, but you're literally drifting through a UNESCO World Heritage corridor, with grizzlies walking along the shoreline and glaciers around every bend. Have you ever done a multi-day river trip like this? Let us know in the comments. We would love to hear your wildest adventure story. When to go and what to expect. The ideal season for both parks is late June through mid-September. Before June, snow and ice make trails inaccessible. After September, many facilities close and weather becomes unpredictable. Here's what to expect during the summer window. July and August are the warmest months of the year, with daytime highs between 15 and 25 degrees Celsius, 59 and 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Mosquitoes can be intense in July. Bring good bug repellent. Camping is first come, first served in many areas, especially near trailheads like Kathleen Lake. There are limited restaurants and grocery options beyond Haines Junction or Haines, Alaska, so stock up early. Local dining tip: try the Village Bakery in Haines Junction for fresh sourdough bread and homemade pie. It's a favorite stop among locals and long-distance cyclists alike. Nearby wonders worth adding to your trip. While you're in the area, there are a few nearby places that pair perfectly with Kluane and Tatshenshini, Haines, Alaska, a charming port town just over the U.S. border. Known for bald eagles, salmon runs, and quirky art galleries. Whitehorse, Yukon, the closest city to Kluane. Visit the Yukon Barinja Interpretive Center. Soak at the Tectonic Hot Springs. Glacier Bay National Park. If you're doing the full rafting route, you'll finish here. An incredible marine park with tidewater glaciers and humpback whales. RE travelers, this is a dream route for self-contained road trips. Just be sure to check border crossing rules if you're moving between Canada and the USA. Place beyond words. There are some places in the world that seem to exist outside of time, where the land still roars with the sound of shifting glaciers, and the rivers run wild, undammed, and untamed. Kluane and Tatshenshini-Alsek are two of those places. Whether you're a geology nerd, a wildlife lover, or someone who just wants to stand in a place so vast it makes you feel small, then this UNESCO site is something truly rare. It's not the most convenient place to get to, but maybe that's the point. The journey itself is part of the story. If you enjoyed this dive into Canada's wild UNESCO heritage, hit that like button, leave a comment, and let us know what destination you'd like us to explore next. Until then, stay curious and keep exploring.